New right now, protesting for choice when it comes to HIV treatment and prevention. This group wants Florida Medicaid to hear their concerns. Wink News anchor Channing Frampton explains why they're taking to the streets.
So we were stunned, quite frankly, to not be called to the table.
David Poole is the Director of Legislative Affairs for the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, or AHF. He says after nearly a two-decade partnership, Florida Medicaid officials are denying renewal of an HIV care contract, which covers the patients who visit one of the foundation's affiliates.
We couldn't understand why a state agency would basically disregard our part in serving this population and helping stem this epidemic.
And the foundation says that change could disrupt care for nearly 2,000 vulnerable HIV patients living in Florida.
Because of those social pressures, it doesn't take a lot for a patient living with HIV to be pushed to that point of they quit their care.
One reason he and this group are protesting outside Florida Medicaid offices in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Tallahassee this week. Poole says any major disruptions in care can have dire consequences for the people they help.
I mean, they leave their care completely, and that's the worst possible thing to happen with someone living with HIV.
Which could only add to the more than 100,000 people living with the disease in Florida and puts everyone at risk because
anyone that is having sex is at risk for HIV.
Which is why this group says keeping treatment options open is so important. Channing Frampton, Wink News Now.
AHF plans to protest outside the Medicaid office in the state capitol tomorrow. But in a written statement sent to Wink News, the agency which oversees Florida Medicaid says in part, to be clear, there will be no disruption or reduction in care and no disruption to services for Medicaid enrollees living with HIV/AIDS. AHCA is fully committed to providing the care these individuals deserve.